Hey, this is Dr. Ben. I wanted to talk to you about what the actual goal of youth sports is. And man, I do not have to tell you, if you're a parent, even if you're a young athlete, that the stress level and the demand of sports to keep up with things and the monetary responsibility and just the time constraints that come along with it have increased dramatically. Dropout and injury for youth athletes is at an all-time high, but we're spending more time and more money and more effort than we ever have. So what is up with that? So I think a lot of it is that we have lost our way about what youth sports is even for. You know, things like learning to respect authority, learning discipline, following through on commitments, building relationships and peer interaction, and becoming the best that you can be, not the best on the team, although that will be true for a lot of people. Not the best in the state, although that will be true for some people. You can't be an imitation of somebody else. You're a cheap, terrible imitation of somebody else. So what we want to push is for every youth athlete to be 100% of what they can be. And that's what this whole program is about. It's about applicable skills that you can take, that you can have, that you can go and that you can know you have a plan, you have more control, you're going to be able to respond to some situations, that you're going to be able to give yourself and your athletes some confidence to know that you're doing the right thing in that moment. And just knowing that is going to improve the morale of your family. Having a plan, it's going to make games less stressful before the game and less stressful after the game. Anybody ever had car rides home that are either way too loud or way too quiet, one or the other? And there's ways that you can combat all of that. But what I really want to impress on you is that you're not raising a child, you're raising an adult, and you're not raising a professional athlete, you're raising a professional who may be an athlete at some point in their lives. But let's raise professional adults in this athlete, in this vehicle of youth athletics that teaches them to show up a little bit early, to maybe stay a little bit later than the next guy or gal does, to respect what the authority figure says. And if you disagree, great, there's a way to politely do that. There's a way to express your disagreement respectfully. And that's a super healthy thing to do. We don't want them to bottle it in either. We want them to be able to express themselves, but do it in a respectful manner. We want them to follow through on their commitments. We want them to not have to be the sole focus of attention all the time and let other people have some glory every now and then too, and be somebody that encourages others. Because here's the truth. There are thousands of athletes every year that are in high school that would be amazing college athletes, and some would be pro athletes. Their character is never going to allow them to do that. Never. So first and foremost, let's get the character part of it right, because if you get that right, do you think that your athlete is going to be more attractive or less attractive to a D1 college coach or whoever it is if they are respectful, if they show up on time, they have the hardest work ethic, they're encouraging of their teammates, it's not about them all the time? Do you think that makes them more attractive or less attractive? Absolutely. You already know. You already know it's the truth. Do you think that's for? Let's just be honest. The majority of kids are not going to be professional athletes. I wasn't. I was a pretty decent athlete, but I'm not a D1 prospect. I'm not a professional athlete, but I am a professional. Everybody's a professional in some way or another. Some of them just might be doing pretty poorly at it. So let's teach them to be good professionals. And for the ones that turn into professional athletes, they'll be that much better for it.